What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. So we are out here at SEMA, as we always are every year. KnightDriveTV does a bunch of Corvette content. We make a bunch of aftermarket parts for Corvettes. So I hope you enjoy the all C8 video. We're going to get every C8 here at SEMA. And I will say that the show's been
pretty slim.
It's been slim this year, and we still have a lot of good spread. There's a lot of people here, a lot of vendors here, but I just want you to know that the C8s, you know, beside the Pandem wide body, TJ Hunt's Street Hunter kit, we're not seeing a lot of new evolution with C8 stuff, but I did interview a couple companies, so if you have a C8, if you're interested in C8, I think you'll like the video. So please give me a thumbs up, guys. It was a huge effort because we hoof SEMA, and it's miles, and we try to do it all in one day. So please give me a like, throw a sub, and obviously we do parts for C4, C5, and C6. So I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Throw me a thumbs up, like I said, and I have other videos coming out that are other makes and models, so check that out on the channel as well. So with that said, ladies, let's get to it. Introduce you to Davis. Yeah, so Danny Pop, I just was talking to him. He's driving this car, and if you guys are familiar with Danny Pop in the Optima challenge, you know that he is got quite a history, a winning history, so he's doing well. This is him right here. He's driving. We're gonna jump over here. What's up, man? The Pandem. Looks like an aftermarket Z06 style wing already. Not sure who makes it. May want to check out this company here. Looks like we got another. Check her out. Looks like it's got some vertical doors on it. What do you think about it? You want some Lambo doors on your Cadillac, Scott? Red on bronze, kind of a kind of interesting spooler here. Obviously it's got the clear cover, so I think somebody's selling this clear cover so you can see the motor. Got some Lingenfelter stuff. Side skirts. You see Rohana on there. I'm not sure what they sell, if they do sell anything. So shield. Looks pretty run of the mill. Looks like Street Hunter wide body. Universal air. Bags, we got another one over here.
Yeah, no, I totally understand.
Well, I'm going to put it in here because it's a C8. C8R package, actually, with some yellow wheels. But obviously, this is for you guys that are in the Northeast or bad areas. You put your car in the capsule for the winter. Fits in there, as you can see. Car capsule. So this is Amelia's car. She's the one she was working with. I guess a few companies there in California pushing the fuel system, trying to get this up. So she was claiming the fastest C8 in the world and things like that. So you're going to follow her if you want to check out her C8. If you're not familiar with who she is, they were pushing the system. Can't see much here, but this was twin turbo, or pretty early, and she was running 9s or something in it. I guess that's why it's a number 9 on there. So I don't know. This is just a run-of-the-mill HTC. Nice color combo. Got Rapid Blue or whatever it is with the yellow calipers. Hardtop coupe, nothing to see here. Just pretty much stock C8. Yep, so we're at the ProCharger booth. C8, basically. Tell me a little bit about the kit and what you have here.
Well, the C8 kit, man, it's the hot new thing. Obviously, people love these cars, and the more that they get them, or the more that are out there,
right,
the more they fall in love with them.
And everybody's waiting for more power,
yeah,
right?
More power. So 725 horsepower crankshaft.
Crankshaft. Okay. To the tire.
This car is actually, so the red car is about 654 is about on average gas. This is no ringer.
Right.
Our blue car runs a little bit more power. Blue car's made 684, 685, 686.
And that's on pump gas, or you?
Yes, pump gas 93.
Nice. Okay.
And then our black car, I want to say 650.
Okay.
A black car, whatever, they're all different, right?
Right.
So the black car was our lowest factory dynoing car, the blue car was our highest. So the gain is actually the same.
Right. So bolt-on kit, generally speaking?
Yep. So every single thing bolts on. The only thing that gets cut or trimmed in the entire car is this whatever, carpet.
So it's just a bit of a permanent mod.
Yeah, but if you wanted to buy a piece of trunk carpet to replace it, you're good to go. So we can supply you with the carbon or a plastic. This is normally covered, obviously. Right. We're just showing it off for the show. Easiest installation of any Corvette we've ever had. Okay. I'm going to blow your mind right now. You know how easy it is?
Blow my mind. How?
So you're going to take your car, we're going to bring you a box of parts, or you're going to get a box of parts, right? You unbolt that wheel, take out the wheel liner. So you're going to have that done in about 15 minutes, right? So that's how you install the intercooler, heat exchanger, pump, lines, etc. Then you're going to jack the car up. You're just going to take the belly pan off the bottom of it. Everything on the front of the motor is accessible then. Just reach up in there, bolt it on. After that, put the car back down. Everything else is right here. So there's no coolant, there's no oil, there's no nothing.
This is a self-contained
blower. The air-to-water system's all going to run to the lines that you installed. So all you got to do then is, once you got that bolted on, fill up the intercooler. That's that.
Right. So you're talking
easy.
725 crank. Basically, you said people are going to wonder about fueling. How do you handle fueling? What's the deal with the tuning?
So when you get your box, you're actually going to get a box with their certificate in it. You take your PCM out of the car. You send that to us. We're going to load a calibration in it. I can't even tell you how much time on.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I bet. And it works in conjunction, ECU and the TCU talk to each other. They understand the power. This car knows exactly how much air is going into it. It's not lied to, nothing. One thing you're also going to get, and you can't really see, it's not really glorious, but there's actually a 3-bar map sensor on board, so the car understands boost. So if a guy wanted to log it, you can actually log boost pressure. And there's also a manifold charge temperature sensor on board. So the car now knows air inlet temperature coming into the supercharger, and it knows the temperature leaving the intercooler. So fan control, timing maps, and all that is actually based on what's going in the engine.
Nice. As far as the dual clutch tranny, clutch issues, anything like that, I mean, I know it seems like they find a ceiling.
I will fully admit, back in the day when you're like everybody's learning, anybody that said that they didn't hurt a cluch, they're probably lying.
They're lying, right?
So this car, I'm very proud. This car we always left stock. This was the one with stock clutch, stock axle, stock everything. One of the other cars does have an aftermarket clutch in it. We always wanted to make sure that we had at least 2 cars in the fleet as stock as possible that customers would use. So, again, like I said, this car knows exactly how much airflow is going into it, So that way the ECU can talk to the TCU to make the decisions on how to do handoffs. So back in the day, that wasn't a very easy task.
They were kind of piggyback fueling it and doing some trickery, it seems like. Right. So now what you're saying is that the ECU truly understands what's happening. It's fueling it as such.
It understands the torque it makes. It understands the torque requests coming from the transmissions, both incoming and outgoing. And that, I mean, so that way when you're paddle shifting.
And drivability, obviously, idle, part throttles, out of boost. Still good. Any chances of it passing emissions in certain states? Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to be
no engine lights, no real issues. Yeah.
And all your DTCs are still on. Nothing's being blocked.
Okay, so
being turned off. It runs the CAT tests. It runs all the normal tests.
All your emissions requirements.
So the only reason why this isn't emissions compliant yet is because we are coming out with the Corvette kit or the convertible kit.
Okay.
And we want we want to pass them at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That way we're not going to do it twice.
Twice, right?
Yep.
So retail, basically, overall cost of the kit?
I believe it's about $18,900. Obviously, we have options like the carbon and stuff like that.
Okay, so you sell the actual plate and the kind of the cover?
It's just normally a plastic.
Okay.
Cover, but we can upgrade to the carbon, which is a hand laid, really pretty.
So
it's a pretty piece.
If you want some power, I mean, you can get it here. So
if you have
complete
any questions,
solution, no problem.
Comes in a box.
Comes in a box.
You can install it in your garage. I mean, like ready to rock and roll.
Well, good deal.
You can go 132 miles an hour in this car. You, me, him. Every single time this car goes down the track.
And on pump gas, so no meth, nothing like that? Okay.
That'd be cool to see one on meth.
Yeah, to pump it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how many pounds of boost? People are going to ask these kind of, I don't know why everybody needs to know this.
7.5, right?
How many pounds of boost? I'm like, it's
7.5.
Relative to the compressor, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like,
7.5 pounds of boost. Now, granted, that's going to be relative to the day. Sometimes there's a little more, a little less.
Sure.
But right about 7.5. Again, the reason why we did this, that is about the end of the line on the factory fuel system.
Right.
So if you want to do more, cool, whatever, you're gonna have to find a way to fuel it.
Yeah, that's where the piggybacks and all kind of extra injectors and people are trying.
But the thing is, once somebody drives one of these with the stage 2 with the tuned PCM, they're like, oh, that's actually really fast.
Yeah.
Like I really like that.
I'm sure it's plenty. I'm sure it's plenty.
It's good.
Puts down a lot of traction. Well, thank you, man. So I'm going to kind of voice over. This is the Liberty Walk C8. Out of Japan, we have Liberty Walk and Rocket Bunny. Rocket Bunny is the basic Pandem kit. The Pandem kit has kind of the angular wheel wells. This being the Liberty Walk kit, also out of Japan. A little bit different in its flavor. Kind of simulates a rainbow flare in the rear, which would just be like that arched flare. But it's the kit's much different. Obviously, this is much more traditional, as to where Rocket Bunny took a pretty aggressive approach with the wheel wells being angular, like an older Lamborghini and things like that. So, had to voice this over due to copyright. Looks like an all-carbon C8. We're in Anderson Composites booth. You probably may be familiar with Anderson Composites. If you may be familiar with Anderson Composites if you have one of their hoods or things like that. They make a lot of carbon products, and in this case, they've done an all-carbon C8. In this case, they've done an all-carbon C8. Curious. Quite a kit. We'll get some information on this. I'm sure if you have a C8, you may be very interested in this. Let's go talk to him real quick. Excuse me. The carbon C8 C8 video on KnightDriveTV. Is that a full carbon kit there? What's available for purchase, or what?
Everything is available for purchase on it. The package itself comes with the rear bumper, the quarter panel, the bottom whole rocker, the fenders, and the front bumper. That's to make it wide.
Right.
All the other parts you can buy separately if you didn't want to do the wide. So to complete it, you would have to purchase those.
Okay. So you can run it as a base model narrow body if you buy the individual.
Because we got rockers for the base models. We got front splitters. We got, you can buy the roof still. You can buy the diffusers and rear spoilers.
Right.
But if you want it to look like this, you got to buy the kit as well as a few other separate components.
Right. And so the A-pillars and whatnot are overlay pieces. Obviously, I mean, it's because you got a metal structure beneath the A-pillar and whatnot.
No,
these caps.
It's basically a cab, basically.
Yeah, well, that's what, plastic? Is that plastic from the factory?
Right,
and so you replace that. So,
so
literally so everything's replaceable, full kit and available now.
Correct. It's available on our website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add
Good
it
deal.
to cart.
Yeah, add it to cart. That's what he said. Add it to cart.
Yeah.
Vinyl wrap the front too.
Carbon fiber wheels. Looks like universal air if you're interested in some bags. I believe the wide body kit is TJ, is Street Hunter. Not sure. You can look up them to be sure. Yep, definitely has Street Hunter wing, so I'm pretty sure that's the Street Hunter wide body. This is I don't know. And we're in the loop, Vegas loop. These chicks look very satisfied by it. Some forged carbon here. Quite an interior in it. Pretty nice. This is a good find. Forged carbon mirror caps. We'll check out this company here. Let's see what we have here. What can you tell me about?
So the full body is all of our stuff.
Okay.
So we're building 5 total, but they're all carbon fiber, 35 pieces total.
Oh, really? So the kit, it will only be done as an installed kit by your company?
Right. So we actually have wheel and tire choices, suspension choices, brakes, exhaust, all of it. So it's basically a turnkey build. Somebody reaches out to us with a car, and then we put it together.
Okay. So at any time, do you ever have a plan of selling individual components or anything?
We don't. Not for the C8. We're only going to build 5 of these total, and then we have a Z06 program that's coming out right behind this. That'll be radical and a little more higher production.
I see. So what's the company in total? What is your core brand as far as product goes?
So we're basically a design and installation facility. So we do primarily exotics Europeans. The C8 is kind of our first foray into the American market because it's kind of exotic inspired because of the mid-engine, you know?
Right.
So this is kind of what we see as an American supercar.
Interesting. So you invested in all the molds, all the ability to make these parts. You're only going to do 5.
That's it, right.
So
we like limited production.
Oh my God, that's a hell of a run.
We want our customers that invest in building such a car to kind of be original wherever they go.
So they're never copied. They never have an imposter, so to speak, with just a hood, just a wing.
You got it.
Well, I mean, it's all forged carbon, obviously. I mean, it's interior.
Full custom interior, all Italian suede from Alcantara. We took every panel off, wrapped it, steering wheel, everything.
Wow. So can customers come to you for anything individually? It has to be the whole package?
That's correct. Yeah, if you're talking about a C8 and you want to build this wide body, it's the full package. We have 4 of them already sold, so we only have 1 remaining.
Oh boy.
So
what's the numbers? Do we get to hear the numbers?
They start. You mean starting price?
Yeah, I mean, what would you expect to pay for something like this?
So something like this kit where it's absolutely everything, you're around $165,000.
So you provide the C8.
Correct.
And then it gets installed. What's the timeline on something like that?
Something like this is around 3 to 6 months, depending on if we have any hang-ups.
And where are you located?
We're in Grand Rapids, Michigan, just
north
of Chicago.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, it's a great looking car. I mean, it's. I was just saying on the video, we see the Pandem kit and Street Hunter from TJ, but this is I think this is probably the only unique to this year maybe kit that's come out that's got its own design, I think.
Thank you very much.
So when did you actually pen all this and have the first come out? I mean,
so we started it during COVID 2020. I had the first car, one of the first cars into Michigan, and then we revealed the prototype version last year in the Gentex booth. This is the first customer build chassis that we finished this year. So this is it.
Right. So no future product individually, do you think?
No individual products for the C8.
A lot of people are going to be upset. You realize this, right?
They are upset. We get it through Instagram all the time. People are mad, but I get it. Hopefully people understand what we're trying to do. This is just the beginning of what we're going to create long term. So there'll be opportunities for production runs.
Right.
It just won't be on this particular car.
I see. Sounds good, man. Well, we'll look forward to Z06, right?
Thanks, guys. That's right.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. I think this is for 3D floor mats. They must make some floor mats for the C8, I would hope. I don't know. Pretty aggressive rear wing setup. Not sure who makes it. Can't tell you. I guess look up this company maybe. Obviously this is your Instagram here, whoever that owns it. It's your C8 there. Well, quite a number of the Pandem kits here. Rocket Bunny. Anderson Composites hood. So nothing new that I'm really seeing in terms of wide bodies or accessories. Well, guys, I will say, as always, I'm super grateful to have SEMA, and, you know, it's still a huge show, and there was actually still a lot of vendors. Obviously, it's a little bit down in the past 2 years for obvious reasons, but this particular year, I will say, there just wasn't a lot of cars, and I'm just sad to say that this car here that you're about to see, this car was even here last year. Look, we're grateful to have it. I just hope that SEMA is on a comeback next year. I really hope so, because this, folks, this is it. This is the last C8. This was all of them. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry there weren't more.